holiday season, everyone, and welcome back to Fabulous Foods. I'm excited that the holidays are here and that we get to eat a deglorable amount of food. With that said, as a registered dietitian today, I wanted to make 2 chocolate mousses. But for these 2 desserts, we're going to be featuring the fruit inside and adding chocolate to it and calling it a day. So, one of the fruits that we'll be using is with apples. And what I'm going to do now, in order to make the apples cook a little bit quicker with a little bit of a steam effect, is I'm going to just add a little bit of milk. And this will help give it some steaming process. And I'm going to coat it with cinnamon. Chocolate mousse can be flavored with different spices. You can do cinnamon, cardamom, any flavors that you really would like. And I'm going to add some vanilla extract to it. For this recipe, because the apples are so sweet, you really don't have to add any sugar. But I'm going to add in just a little bit of maple syrup. So I'm going to give this a good toss. And then we're going to go ahead and put this on the stove, and it's going to cook for 20 minutes. So these chocolate mousses, we're now going to make one with avocado. Chocolate mousse originally is made with egg yolks, and that is whipped really hard, and then you add heavy cream or milk. I wanted to choose fruit mousses because I wanted to help eliminate using eggs in case anybody has any egg allergies, and I wanted to add in fruit, so additional fiber. So that's the way I'm looking at it, and you'll notice that we've kept the skins on the apple as well, just for a little bit of extra fiber. Okay, so I have my avocados. They're pretty squishy, and that's what we want. We want ripe avocados ready to go. All right, so these are gonna go in here, but I wanted to talk about the different chocolates we're gonna use today. So we have a Ghirardelli Dutch chocolate, and we have Ghirardelli chocolate chips. Now, you can use any kind of chocolate that you might have. The chocolate powder might give it more of a malty feeling, and the chocolate will be nice and liquid. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and put this on a double boiler. So our double boiler is a little pan or a big pan, one that will fit your bowl in quite nicely. And you don't have to have the bowl right directly on the water because it might burn the chocolate. And you can have it on a medium heat to make sure that the water is boiling. And you're just gonna go ahead and mix it and just make sure that you're tempering your chocolate. And you can see our apples are cooking quite nicely. The water evaporated from the apples, and that's what's happening right now. Again, I added a little milk so that it would get a little softer, a little quicker, and is initiating that steaming process by having the water come out of the milk solid. Something that is important when you are using a double boiler is ensuring that no water gets inside of the bowl. Because if the water gets inside of the bowl, then the chocolate seizes up, and it will become very firm and very chunky, and that's not what you want. Okay, looks great. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up these avocados because we want them to be a pureed, textured consistency. So I'm slowly adding in milk so that it will help the avocados become that smooth consistency we're desiring. Okay, so we added in our milk, we added in our maple syrup and vanilla, and we want to see how it all comes together nicely. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add in our chocolate. Okay, we're gonna let this mix again. What you can do is kind of make a chocolate mousse parfait. If you wanted to, you could get fresh fruit or frozen fruit, and you could cook it down like a stew and add some frozen berries in here that was stewed, and you could have a nice complementary flavor. You can add some coconut on top, add some almonds around the edges, put some walnuts on top. And if you wanted some color, you can even add some craisins. So guys, this is our avocado mousse. And now we're gonna go ahead and make our apple mousse. Chocolate mousse, I'm so happy. I have been singing Christmas songs in my head throughout this whole process of happiness. So I hope you guys are jamming along while making desserts too. Okay, now we finished our avocado mousse, and now we are on to our apple chocolate mousse. And it's cooked. So the apples are very soft and the skins are on. You smell the cinnamon. Remember, we put maple syrup and some milk in here too, and I put a dash of salt in here. Put the lid on and let it cook. Once it boiled up, I took the lid off and just let it cook for another 15 minutes until it was nice and soft. So I'm gonna go here and add in our apples into our food processor. Okay, now I'm gonna add in our chocolate. Okay. We're gonna put it on high for at least 1 minute and have it go together. So, our apple mousse has a different texture than may be desired, but it still has the really great rich flavors of cinnamon and apple in there and chocolate. So bark is chocolate or with nuts, pistachios, anything you want to add, and it is a thin layer of chocolate usually with the added nuts, and you break it apart and it's kind of like a brittle too. So what I mean by that is you're gonna put it in the fridge and it will become hard. And when it becomes hard, then you can break it up. All right, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, enjoy the fun with others. We have our apple mousse and we have our avocado mousse. Fabulous times call for fabulous foods, and I hope you enjoy it all with everyone. Take care and stay well and stay safe. And most of all, stay happy. Thanks everyone. Merry Christmas.